because I don't
Something that was funny.
the jokes although funny kind of I didn't um it wasn't like a laugh out loud funny joke to me.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Brothers Random Show. My name is Travis.
And I'm Michael.
And we are two ordinary brothers discussing extraordinary ideas and some random shit. So the topics on this show range from theology, masculinity, stories, movies, philosophy, books, pop culture, and many other subjects. We often talk about the people we admire and the wisdom they share. People such as Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, who we believe is the sage of our time. Michael, why are we here?
Today we are reviewing Kung Fu Panda 4.
Tai Lung, big fan. Once I possess the kung fu of every master villain, no one will dare question my power.
Not even the great Dragon Warrior.
I'm not going to be the Dragon Warrior anymore?
You will advance to spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace.
Inner peace. Inner peace.
Keep your surf off my turf!
Dinner, please. Dinner with peas in a sesame soy glaze.
This is not working at all.
The starring Jack Black, Awkwafina, directed by Mike Mitchell. But before we get into it, Travis is going to go over a little bit of housekeeping.
Yeah, some housekeeping for our channel. We know that many of our viewers and listeners are spillover from our brother Cody's reality TV show. And we are well aware of the tragedy that has befallen the family. And out of respect for the family, we will not be addressing those personal matters today. So, Kung Fu Panda, man. We're not going to do spoilers. We're just going to talk a little bit about how we liked it. It's rare to find movies that are good for the whole family nowadays, especially since Disney has taken a massive nosedive. So, in order to
good for the whole family, but I feel like there's been a lot of other, quote unquote kids shows that I was much more entertained with.
Yeah.
Some of the dad jokes kind of I laughed at, but they're just kind of like I
don't know if
I don't know.
It doesn't hold up. I don't think it holds up to the previous installments in this in this series. I mean, it's number 4. So DreamWorks does this. DreamWorks kind of beat the Shrek franchise into the ground. I mean, they started on a high. The first one was I believe was the first animated feature to receive an Academy Award because they started a category for animated features. It won against, I think it won against a Toy Story movie. And that created a bit of a scandal, but then they've over time just gotten worse and worse and worse. And DreamWorks is kind of known for doing that. I love How to Train Your Dragon. The first one, the sequels are okay, but I really liked the first Kung Fu Panda. The sequels are okay. And that's kind of their MO. They want to milk it for everything it's worth, and they did that with the Shrek series. I mean, there were 4 Shrek movies, right? I think there were 4. Anyway,
there were. I didn't see them all.
Because they kind of decline in quality as they go along, and the I guess the sign of a good sequel is if you can still tell a story and it elevates the whole thing to another level,
or at least just to be memorable, and you like it as much, if not more, than the first one. It's always kind of an uphill battle. Usually you're probably going to like the first one more. That's just my thinking, but
and maybe when they if you go on along the pantheon of sequels that have come out, you always go so like the second Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, is probably the best one. Um the Lord of the Rings, I would say that the Return of the King is the best one. But a lot of people think Two Towers is the best one. And we just recently saw Dune Part 2. And that is, I would say, is better than the first one. Um Way better, I would say. I liked
Yeah.
this one a lot more. I liked
Yeah.
Dune one, but see, this is the thing about the Kung Fu Panda, is that that's what it feels like. It feels, you know, with the kids stuff, it feels like they decline very precipitously as they go along, because I liked the first Despicable Me, right? But they're like on number 4 or 5 that is
Yeah.
coming out. So it's like, I don't know if they're getting better. They're just kind of going, down. So
money grab for
money
kids
grab,
that don't
yeah.
know better, I guess, kind of thing.
Or parents that just want to be entertained. I mean, that's really mostly why I love taking my kids to the movie theater. They always have a good time. They're always like, it's getting them out of the house. They're not on their phones. So
I liked Puss in Boots. I thought that was a great end.
Yeah, so that is a good example of elevating the material, because the first two I probably could not tell you.
Right.
Isn't that the third one in the series? Yeah. But
Maybe
it's
we should
good.
look that up.
It's like good. Maybe we should look that up. That I believe
so Puss in
that's
Boots, The Last Wish was the second installment so I guess, I mean,
they're doing pretty good if it's the second installment and they
the
plan on
second
putting
one
more out.
What makes me nervous, though, it makes me nervous that they're gonna make a third one, probably.
Yeah, well,
because
it was kind of a success. I mean, but it's a branch off of the Shrek series too. So, so they're still kind of hammering. So if you do a 6 movies, it's kind of like Fast and the Furious. The 5th one is really good. Like they introduce Dwayne Johnson into the series. It's really good. It's a really good movie. The one where they have to get money out of the bank vault or bank vaults, and they drag
the vaults.
Yeah.
That
I thought
that was kind of fun.
I thought that was the peak of the series, right? But and so this is what happens. So that maybe they're into 3. They have 3 movies. They have 2 movies. They're like, okay, so this is doing pretty good. Let's keep kind of going with it, and then they'll have one out of nowhere that's really good, and then that'll encourage them to make 10 more, right?
Keep going. We got to keep going.
We can keep going. This is Hollywood now, because Hollywood's all about making money. So that's what they do. If they find a cash cow, they're going to milk it until it's dry. And so, I mean, for this movie, this was what this movie kind of felt like. I wasn't displeased with this movie. The new baddie is the Chameleon, which is played by Viola Davis, and I thought that was she's an interesting villain. So these movies tend to be as good as their villains are.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I liked the Chameleon part. She would use this sorcery to turn into all these other different things, and look like other people and stuff like that. So you didn't quite know where she was, who she was, and stuff like that. But they didn't really lean into that very well. I felt like,
they should have leaned into it.
They had like one trick that was kind of there and tricked Poe, but it wasn't leaned. Yeah. And also just not really any backstory, just kind of like, it just told you a little bit about, and something about not being accepted into the Kung Fu community. Just it's, and you're like, okay.
It didn't bring
So
anything. I guess it didn't bring anything really unique to it, right?
Yeah.
I think what's charming about the first Kung Fu Panda is that he's a fish out of water. He's been chosen for this thing to be the dragon warrior. He's not, he's not up to snuff. He's a big fan of Kung Fu, but can he do Kung Fu? And what I've liked about the series is they've used him being a huge panda to his advantage in the series. But this one feels a lot less, because when you think of this franchise, you don't remember much about them. The second one was pretty good. I remember that. There's not a lot in this that I remember for some reason.
Yeah. Kind of just falls into that unmemorable gobbledygook of stuff that is made and put out.
Well, it might be like the lack of, I guess there are these films are only as good as their villains. Maybe the villain isn't that great in this one. That's why it's not very memorable.
Yeah, just I mean, as good as their story, as good as their villains, as good as their kind of memorable, I as memorable parts. There was a fighting inside a like a cantina kind of bar, and it was like almost ready to teeter
yeah,
and fall off.
that was actually
I thought that
good.
was kind of fun.
That's a memorable
inventive
part.
and memorable.
Yeah, because it
you
keeps,
know, and they're all
like
and like Poe's heavy, so they're all, or not Poe, is Poe's dad.
Lee,
the one that's a panda.
The one's a panda.
That's another thing. It was kind of on the nose with the
two dads.
The two dads.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're doing
it's
that now.
Cool, whatever, you know. He has two dads, and they keep referring to our son, you know, and everything. Yeah. So it was pretty obvious that.
So Poe's adopted dad, and then Poe's like biological dad.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
anyway, they're in the canteen, the little bar,
and
it's about ready to fall,
and it's like on a mountain where it's teetering back and forth. It's a clever.
That was kind of fun.
That was kind of clever, yeah.
Also, Poe's dad, who apparently doesn't know any kung fu, would sometimes act like him to kind of scare people.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was kind of fun.
So
I guess the fathers were the comic relief.
The comic relief of the movie. Well, the whole movie's meant to be comical. Although the truth is I couldn't tell you a joke that I remember. Because I don't.
Yeah, something that was funny.
The jokes, although funny, kind of, I didn't. There wasn't like a laugh out loud funny joke to me.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Awkwafina. Awkwafina, I don't know why Hollywood is trying to make her a thing. She's kind of got an annoying voice. She became famous because she had some rap videos on YouTube or something like that, and then now they're putting her in everything. Disney's put her in at least 3 of their recent pieces of garbage, and then now DreamWorks has got her playing the voice of the what was it, a fox, the fox in this.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they keep trying to. So she probably has the most annoying song from the Little Mermaid remake, where she plays Scuttle, and it's some kind of rap. It's all over online. It is annoying as all get out. It is like nails on a chalkboard annoying. So I don't know why they keep trying to make her a thing. You know, it's like trying to force us to like the girl from the last Indiana Jones movie. What was Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's so annoying too. But anyway, Hollywood again trying to force us to like somebody who's unlikable. Um, but overall it's fun. It's something you can take your kids to. I wouldn't put it as good as Super Mario Brothers. I wouldn't put it as good as the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I mean, the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish actually had some pretty awesome fight scenes in it.
Some pretty cool visuals that were
Cool
pretty
visuals.
stunning.
When he fights the giant at the beginning with the bell, that was a great little fight scene, and the bell's like wrapping around the giant and all that kind of stuff. So they have the possibility to take a sequel and elevate it, because I would say I literally remember nothing about the first Puss in Boots, but Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, the sequel, is actually got a lot of good qualities to it. The villain is extremely unique.
Love that
the villain.
One of the top, one of the great things about that
a
movie
wolf with size.
This wolf with size that whistles, and it's kind of creepy.
It's creepy.
They did
the kids
they did right by that bad
villain.
guy.
Yeah, the kids love that.
And also just the deep meaning of that villain.
Yeah,
because was he real or was he not? Was he just
a figment
death
of his
that was following him around?
Yeah,
he represented death, and that death was coming for him. It was very, very, very well done. That was very cool.
Yeah.
Whereas they did the same thing kind of in the theme of the first Kung Fu Panda, where he's picked as the dragon scroll. There's no secret ingredient.
The dragon warrior.
He is picked for the dragon warrior. Yeah. There's no secret ingredient. He is it's inside him to be the dragon warrior. And this one, the theme of what was the
theme? Friendship?
Okay, somebody from a lowly place can rise up. I guess
doing what's
you
right.
Can change who you are, I guess. I mean, I don't.
It's hard to pinpoint, right? Because some of these movies are written and directed by a committee of people. These movies take so long to make, these animated movies, that it's hard to know where they went wrong.
I think it was Baggage Claim that was mentioning what we're doing is we're starting to see the rise of committee-made films.
Well,
I think it was Baggage Claim that was talking about it.
That may be true, but that's been the way Hollywood's operated for a long time. But the problem is that they're no more open doors opening to true talent. It's a bunch of people trying to do to make something, when there should be a true talented person that comes
kind of
in
spearheading everything.
Kind of used to be the director. And see, what's happened is movies take so long to make and cost so much that the director doesn't have the control that they used to.
They're putting in so many chiefs and making it and not allowing kind of a
leader,
artistic vision behind individual to be able to make it happen. So
it used to be called the Arturo theory, and it basically was this idea that the director had he had a vision, and he was going to make. So there's only a few directors, I think, working today that are able to do that, and they are products of an older Hollywood, right?
Yep.
So they you can have an opinion of why Pixar got rid of John Lasseter. There's a lot of information out there you can find out, but you have to admit when they got rid of him, their films declined precipitously. They just went.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now, regardless of his antics as a human being, he was a talented storyteller and he knew how to get good stories and original stories. And
Mhm.
Disney doesn't know how to do that anymore. And DreamWorks,
Yeah.
I don't know if DreamWorks, it's hard to say. DreamWorks may have never known how to do that. They have 3 or 4 really good ideas that did well. Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda. Those are the 3, and they're also the 3 that they are going to milk until they die. So who knows? I don't got a good solution for Hollywood. I mean, it would be good to get back to the auteur theory of film, where there's one person who's kind of controlling the direction a film could go rather than a committee of people. We might get better films. That's what this movie to me felt like. It was just kind of built by a committee of people. Now there's somebody who's got the director of the film, but there's like, I don't know how many screenplay writers they had on this, but I'm betting it's a bunch.
Yeah. And it could just be that the reason they're wanting a committee to do all this stuff is that they've had so many crash and burn films from directors that spearheaded everything. I mean,
and then they did terrible.
M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan. Yeah. He there, it was gonna be this huge, great, and then crashed and burned a lot of films. So
yeah. Well, and
I think they're trying to protect from that, but it's almost like,
well, you got
not enough risk, not enough reward.
Yeah, you got to take the risk. You got to see, like, there's got to be somebody who's gonna spearhead the project.
Mm-hmm.
So Kung Fu Panda, I just looked at it. It's got 5 writers on it and a director.
Wow.
So it's like, are you guys kidding me? Like, there's no way that you can, when you've got too many cooks in the kitchen, you spoil the soup. So
yeah,
I don't think is there any need to do spoilers on this one?
Nah. I mean,
it's an okay movie. Take your kids to see it. It's fine. It's just not great. And
yeah, it's fun. It was fun to take the kids to go see it.
I think we're gonna see a lot more of this, where it's like Hollywood playing it safe. They're gonna release movies that are kind of, kind of, because Hollywood's in decline, and it's been in decline for a while.
Yeah, see how it goes.
Anything else to add to that, brother?
No, I think that's it.
All right. We'll call that a short one. Thanks for that, brother. Check us out on social media, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just look for The Sword in the Skull. In the meantime, keep reading, keep listening, keep watching, learn more. We'll see you, brother.
See ya.